25 on base percentage during his tenure with LA. And just moments ago, we saw plenty of familiar faces, of course, when he took the field, all-star teams in LA, and endear himself to the community with his charity work. Tonight,
and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Glad you could join us tonight from a very lengthy three-city road trip. And we'll try to finish this trip off. This leads things off, followed by Randy Arozarena and the man with the mustache. Moments ago received a huge ovation from the crowd here inside Dodger Stadium. The longtime 9-year Dodger, Rojas and Dillon.
Against the Brewers, he went 5 innings, giving up just the 1 run on 3 hits. Has a pretty good fastball at 95 miles an hour, but he's going to use his changeup.
Robles swings away at the first pitch, and we're underway with strike 1. 0-2 quickly on Victor. Offensive explosion, but it's been a rough road trip. There's no other way to put it. And rough is an understatement. Things turn around in a hurry.
They do, and they're going to continue to lean on their pitching. You mentioned this road trip. The first 5 games, they scored a total of 9 runs. So averaging less than 2 runs a game makes it tough, even with the pitching that they have.
Obviously, the strikeouts were a point of emphasis a number of times in those first 5 games, Mike. But what really stands out is just the lack of power, right? The lack of home runs and doubles in particular.
Which is what we saw yesterday. Mariners hit the ball out of the ballpark, and they end up scoring 10 runs. So hopefully that'll be the case here.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Robles beginning the ball game tonight for the Mariners. He swings and misses, and there is out number 1.
We'll take a look at the strikeout right here. Swings through the pitch. A little bit of movement to it.
Here is Arozarena. He looks at a first pitch strike, a borderline pitch there.
I mentioned he has a good fastball. Stone does. Gavin Stone with a good fastball at 95 miles an hour. Quickly ahead again.
Well, Dodgers fans will never quite forget Randy Arozarena back in 2020. Of course, the Dodgers won the World Series that year, but Arozarena had the postseason of a lifetime when he hit 10 home runs in 20 games. A broken back ground ball right back to the mound. Stone, a little underhand flip, and there are 2 outs.
Looks like a pretty good 2-seamer in on his hands.
Do you ever go straight mustache, Mike?
No.
Well, that disappoints me. You know, it's never too late.
Yeah, really?
You know, actually, I think the Mariners actually looking for you to chip in a little bit more, Mike. And, you know, if Cal can do it. This is not the first year that we've seen Cal go to the mustache.
He starts with a pretty good changeup right there as he swings through it. Well, what do you think of his mustache?
There's Tom Selleck.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
If that's 80 grade.
Yep.
I think Cal has the potential to one day get to a solid 65.
I like that. That's a good scouting report. Gavin Stone again ahead of another hitter. I saw you with the mustache, but it was fake. You glued it to your face.
I did have a... It was more of a sticker. Cal quickly behind 0-2. Now, impressive first inning for Gavin Stone. A couple of strikes, sign in order. Brian Wu getting set to climb the mound for the Mariners. 39 home runs on the season for Ohtani, Mookie Betts, and then Freddie Freeman now playing with a back. He's back in the lineup today for the first time since mid-May, and Tommy Edman is making his...
Just over 2. He's been tremendous this year. Really has done a nice job on the mound. See, there's 56 strikeouts, over 7 walks. He's really done a great job of commanding the strike zone.
It has been another incredible season for Ohtani. He is unable to pitch this year coming off of elbow surgery, but he is exclusively a DH. He has homered in back-to-back games and is approaching 40 homers and knocking on the door of 40 stolen bases as well. He's 4th in baseball on OPS, 2nd in home runs. Only Aaron Judge has more, and he is 2nd in stolen bases to Elly De La Cruz.
for Brian Wu, coming off a really good start against the Tigers. 7 innings, 4 hits, did not allow a run, didn't walk anybody, had 6 strikeouts through 85 pitches. His average fastball is 95 miles an hour. Mix in a sinker, changeup, also a slider, and the sweeper.
Well, don't ever think that the $700 million would make Ohtani have a bad year with the pressure and the expectations and moving to a huge ballpark with an enormous fan base and everything that comes along with it. As he fights this off and works a base hit past Rojas into left field. They kept him in the ballpark.
Yeah, 39 home runs on the year. He'll take this all day long. Little ground ball through the left side.
Now the Dodgers are getting a little healthier. Mookie Betts was activated off the injured list on Monday. He was out for the better part of 2 months with a fractured left hand. So Dave Roberts' ball club, at least in terms of the position players, is getting healthier. They're really banged up in terms of the rotation. On the corner there for strike one of Mookie. Now for Scott Servais, Mike, I'll be interested to see how he handles Wu tonight. We've heard Scott I should say over the years, talk about looking at certain starters in 3-start increments. And that's kind of how they help to manage through 30-plus starts. And if you look at Wu, who's pitched incredibly well recently, even by his standards, and what stands out, of course, are the innings. His 3 deepest starts of his young career have been his last 3 starts as he catches Mookie Betts looking on a pitcher's pitch on the end. 1 out and 1 off. So with that in mind, you think about it, 7 innings at Detroit his last time out. 6 2/3, 7 before that as well. I'll be curious, does that mean that Wu is tapered back a little bit today?
I think the one thing that he has going for him, and Scott does too, is he's kept his pitch count down. I mentioned the 7 innings last time out. He only threw 85 pitches to get through 7. So if he's efficient, I think the innings will still be there for him. But I don't think he's going to get anywhere near 100 pitches.
Other thing too, and we've seen this so many times from Wu this season, has anybody had a higher rate of stress-free innings than Brian Wu, right? And that's a big factor in it as well. As Freeman lofts this to Arozarena in left field. There's out number 2. But it has been really fun to watch Brian Wu get stretched out a little bit. And we saw a few starts ago pitching into the 7th inning for the first time in his career and then completing 7 innings, all the maturation of a young starter.
Yeah, and that's the next step for him, right? And so because he's been so efficient, he's been able to pitch into the 7th inning or through 7 innings in his last 3 starts. So I think that'll continue with the amount of strikes he throws.
Well, you know that walk-up song. It is Teoscar Hernandez having a very good year for the Dodgers. 1 year with the Mariners last year as he looks at strike 1. Won the home run derby during the All-Star break this season. 26 home runs for Teoscar in Dodger blue. Well, there is Ohtani as he is halfway. And now Polanco slings back to Turner, and he is safe. They did miss him. Ohtani pulls a rabbit out of the hat. And the inning continued. Man, he was dead to rights.
Until you could tell that he wanted to run. He was going to take off on this pitch, and they have him right there. And as he comes back, he gets past Turner, who tries to put the tag on him, but it's just too far behind him. Able to get the back corner of the bag.
After all that, Ohtani remains at first base. Nothing in 1 to Teoscar.
And he's looking to get into that.
Stolen bases away. Hernandez this year, but he has brought plenty of production to go along with those. He swings and misses up above the zone. An impressive first inning for Bryan Woo. Couple of punch outs. So I mentioned it earlier. This is a tough spot to gain some momentum at Dodger Stadium.
I don't think that's been the one thing this year where they've gone back and forth with and really struggled at times, including on this road trip.
The bat much better as of late. A dozen home runs now on the season. Lance would not make the opening day roster, but as it all came to be, he was the 5th starter out of camp for the Dodgers, and really in a lot of ways.
We showed the numbers. He's been much better.
Dealing with a little elbow tendonitis.
And we'll take a look at it, see if he was able to hold up or not. He said that he did not.
Fielder number 20, Luke Rayleigh.
Looks at a first pitch strike. He was signed with the Dodgers over the winter. Dealing with a rotator cuff. But for Gavin Stone.
And so far he's working ahead of the Mariner hitters.
And he picks up yet another.
Dodgers.
2 outs and Julio at first base after that leadoff single. Angeles, he's a local guy from Long Beach, was an all. Dodgers held a really nice pregame ceremony, microphone, and addressed the crowd.
I would agree with that.
That's well, it was a pretty special moment. Already even for a late arriving Dodgers crowd, it was still a pretty full house when he was being honored. Two. Did not win the division. Was when the Giants just had an incredible season. Well over 100 wins as Muncy makes the Iron Mike throw over to first base for out. Keep pace with the Padres and the Diamondbacks. Padres 3 back, Diamondbacks 3.5 back. Lineups in baseball since June 1st. They have the best record of the majors, and it's where the motivation is in a really good standing.
Kind of what the Mariners
to go into this lull as the bottom of the second. And he shoots the nice move there by
How about that?
Ball person over there, hurdling
Move, Aaron.
the high hurdles. Time call. Well, couple of strikeouts for Woo in the first inning. Struck out Betts and Teoscar Hernandez. More is there.
Well positioned.
Will Smith is the batter. And it is one of the great.
Yeah, of course.
It's a blast. And it has become a little bit of a baseball viral sensation. Actually, even put ketchup and mustard packets.
I did not know that.
It's very. The 3-1. 97 right.
And I had been talking to Gary and Shannon, Rick and Dave, and I said, you know what? Bryan Woo, there's something about that fastball that is so special because it's 95 and he can throw in the middle of the plate and guys can't catch up to it. And you just don't see that at this level. I said, next year in spring training, I'd like to stand in there and see what it really looks like. And if I got on the plane, Scott said, that's what I heard. What's wrong with you? He said, that is a terrible idea.
I thought he was going to invite you to do it in his next bullpen session.
Yeah, he didn't think it was a very good idea for me.
There's a walk to Will Smith with a rare walk for Woo.
I think I'll take his recommendation on that. I told him, I said, Bryan has great command.
It's true. Well, big round of applause for Max Muncy, his long-awaited return. He's been out since mid-May with an oblique injury. He was ready to swing. There is strike one.
And let's not have any mistakes about all of this either. I'm not trying to hit him. I just want to stand in there.
I understand.
And just see it. I would have no chance. mean, it's just such an easy 96 miles an hour. And you look at his delivery and the way the ball comes out of his hand. Special.
That's such a low release point, so unique in that way. And as we know in this game, different is good. It gets 96 past the bat of Max Muncy. Third strike.
Muncy's a really good fastball hitter. You can see the high target right there towards the top of the zone, but he throws it right by him, pretty much in the middle of the plate at the top of the zone. You look at his numbers from his last time out against the Tigers.
Rojas late on that fastball for strike one. I can't imagine what type of confidence boost these last three. And also, when you hear and read the comments and talk to Brian, watching meanwhile the four other members of the rotation post and largely dominate, right? You can tell by hearing the words from Brian Wu that he wants to contribute. He wants to be a guy who can go 6+ innings on a regular basis.
That's the next step for him, right? And he's starting down that road right now.
Well, he strands that walk. Order yesterday in Pittsburgh was very good. Rojas. There is Josh Rojas. He looks at a pitch on the outer edge. Takes just in off the plate. Strike three called. Grew up an Angels fan. Came to a handful of Dodgers games as a kid, but he cheered for the other team around town. Tries to hold back, but goes. It's 0-2. On the edge.
Yeah, he's painting the edges with that.
Now, first time through the order, Stone strikes out 6. 2 outs for Victor Robles. I've heard Scott talk about that being an approach that maybe some guys should start to have.
That's something that we were talking about yesterday, Aaron. Fastball in the middle of the plate, just have more aggressive mindset. You could see him walk up on that one right there. I knew he was going to get 2 strikes, and I knew that, so I tried not to get there.
It also doesn't strike out a ton. Shakes his head as he takes that pitch just above. 2 outs, nobody on for this 2-2.
Forward is the biggest key, right? You're not going to miss pitches early or foul some pitches off and get yourself in your own trouble. It sounds easy, but it's really not.
Off-speed pitch puts Robles away and right. That bullpen. Well, Tommy Edman, man, I can't imagine what this must be like. Tommy Edman is lifelong St. Louis Cardinal, the Stanford product. Puts this in play, takes a chest-high hop to Polanco. Gets his first at-bat of the season. Now number 1, and here comes Ohtani.
Nothing wrong with getting traded to a first-place team.
When you are a superstar player, with you that Ohtani is only batting 174 in the month of August. The thing that you have to add to that, as this ball hangs up into center field for Robles, he has 12 hits in August. 7 of them have been home runs.
Yeah, it's what.
Betts takes just off the. Top line strike, 2-1. That's one with the Dodgers.
He's been a great player.
Looks like a pretty clear plan of attack against Benson in particular. Ends up walking him. A 2-out walk. The second walk tonight for Brian Wu. You don't say that very often. 2-out walk extends the inning for Freddie Freeman. Check swing foul. Part of the reason why Wu has been generally so efficient this year, he just rarely walks anyone. This is only his second start this season with more than one walk.
Fastball getting away from him. Keeps going after the top rail.
Hey, even by Wu's standards, he's thrown. He's been about 90% heater so far tonight. Now facing the order the second time through. The 3-2. Freeman is dealing with a fractured finger in his right hand. He injured that a couple of days ago in St. Another 3-2. A swing and a miss as he went fishing right down. Speaking of the Rays, Randy Arozarena goes after the first pitch, pops it up. There is out number 1. Made pretty quick work of the Mariners so far and has already matched a career best 7 strikeouts.
Well, a young pitcher, you can understand why they're keeping track of that.
This has a little carry, but not enough out to left field. Teoscar Hernandez.
A couple of quick outs.
It is a final from Minute Maid Park. Yainer Diaz with a walk-off home run. So the Astros win yet again 5-4 in Game 1 against Boston. And the Mariners now trailing by 4.5 games.
Julio with the Mariners' only hit. Got a base hit into right.
He takes again. Yet to walk a batter.
And right back with another fastball on the.
That is a hugely diverse arsenal for Gavin Stone. Here's the payoff. This is in. You know, nobody knows what's going to happen here with Polanco or the rest of the inning, Mike, but that seemed like a.
To get 2 outs. Yeah, I would agree. And you could tell that Julio was taken all the way.
Polanco swinging out of his shoes. It's 0-2.
And a couple of off-speed pitches to him. And he calls for time.
A long hold, the 0-2.
And there it is.
And they locked him up. Teoscar Hernandez leads it off.
Going to wait to see if they can hit it, and they haven't been able to do that yet. Giving up just the 1 base hit. He's typically right around 75-76%.
The longest 3 starts of his career have been his last 3 starts. All right, meeting adjourned.
Yeah, pretty much. There's a breaking ball right there. To mix it up a little bit more second, third time through, and he's starting to do that now. But the bottom line for me is if you're a team and he's pitching against you and you're not doing anything with his heater, he'll just continue to pump it up there. Nice play.
He fields that one easily for round number 1. Quick comebacker.
Former infielder, no problem.
Here's Gavin Lux. Mike, I know you're at Lon on the block, and with that in mind, I'd like to
cut really tight, so the ball's going to get through the gaps in a hurry. Now we haven't seen either team hit one in the gap yet.
Goes upstairs with that fastball. Well, it was a scorcher today down on the field during. Polanco to his right a couple of steps. And a routine ground ball out.
It's fun to watch because, you know, it's from training next year. But you look at where his arm slot is and how smooth his delivery is. And he obviously pitches with some confidence with that heater. Just off the.
Kind of a funky swing and a miss that time. Owen selected him despite not having an overwhelming college career. They just loved how he moved. And Trent was just in awe of how effortless his. Just got a piece of that one somehow.
Like a slider off the outside corner.
And then they have, of course, hit on a number of first-round picks, especially in the rotation in Kirby and Gilbert. You know, for years I would interview him, and then I heard somebody refer to pronouncing your name for years, and I had no idea. And he said, oh.
There you go.
Many years of strikeouts by pitch type for Gavin Stone.
Now, we knew the changeup was going to be in play, and it certainly had. And on top of everything else, he's been on the corner, just living on the edges of the plate.
Walk, both from Julio. Rayleigh dropping down a bunt, and Stone is able to get through pretty quickly.
Well, we talked about it with Luke. He's a big guy, and he can really run. He's flying down the line. And that throw is kind of up the line. Nice.
Able to get ahead 2-0.
Going up for his first at bat.
Right over the leap of Gavin Lux and into center field. So Justin Turner checks in.
It's a solid line drive. Set up away. That's where the pitch is, off the plate away. Actually, nice job of covering that fastball.
It must be fun, especially if you catch it at this time of the year.
So I'm talking to a number of them throughout the day.
Count could be 3-0. Instead, it's 1-2. Line right to Freeman, who steps on the bag at first. That turns into a double play. 102 off the bat from Rojas.
Food truck is going to win with the food truck race presented by MasterCard. I have
He's in pretty good shape with his pitch.
Fly ball lofted out to the gap in left center field. A Rosarena right there. 3 starts we've been talking about. The ground ball absolutely limited hard contact. He has not allowed a single barrel in his last 3.
The lineup, we saw that tonight. Right here to this hitter, he starts him off with a breaking ball. He'll use his changeup also, and that makes his fastball even better. So, a lot to like.
This is popped up to Rojas. A couple of steps into foul ground. Average. That's the percentage of balls in play at 95 miles an hour or greater. But
another pitch.
For the vast majority of his career, he did make pulls this in the air out to Rayleigh, tracking this down, and he makes the catch. A 1-2-3 inning, the second in a row, spun by Brian Wu. Dillon goes around for strike 1. We would see some evidence of that in that crowd shot. Oh, there we go. Well, you and me both. Upper outside corner.
They're right at the top rail on the outside corner. And it's the perfect pitch.
Victor Robles.
Both sides, try anything that you can.
This finds Muncy in on the grass at third base. 2 outs. Ball 1 just barely. That scattered half the dugout. In off the plate as Arozarena gets ahead 2-1. The 2-2. Stone has that terrific changeup. His payoff is down and away. An easy take for. Oh, you. Here. Safe to say that is 26 or younger with a 30 homer season. There goes Arozarena, a little double clutch, and Randy is in there standing up.
And then Smith, the catcher, double clutches. And that's all it was going to take for him to get in there.
Meanwhile, 1-2 now on Cal. Line. Oh, Freddie Freeman pulls another one out of the air. 12 hits this month, 7 home runs, and a good start. He calls for time. Broken bat, Polanco. A little bobble, recovers, and there's out number 1.
Well, for Brian, this will be his 3rd time through the lineup.
Quality starts. For perspective, tonight at Dodger Stadium. Hit hard and a tricky hop there by Dylan Moore at shortstop. Plays it perfectly for round number 2.
Getting to start at shortstop. Kind of an in-between hop, but able to glove it. Yeah, really nice play.
There's Freddie Freeman with 2 outs. He sends this into left center field. Victor Robles calling for it. Brian Wu dazzles tonight in Las Vegas. Julio takes off the plate for ball 1. Muncy has a little hard time getting it out of his glove, and that costs him. Julio is
pretty good shape too. But the bobble by Muncy was the difference in this. There's the double clutch. Almost dropped it.
Freddie Freeman steps on first base. Now Julio in between. He's got that nursing ankle, and I think all things considered, you'd rather have him loose. Really chops this foul for strike 1. One and 2 now on Raley. Alvin Davis did it, but Mike Blowers did it. Was there a grand slam in that game?
No, I don't think so.
The Mariners held off the board. We are scoreless as it's time to stretch.
On the 80% on the year, he's typically right there at 76%, so it's just about his normal.
80 pitches. Well, this will help things. Mariners bullpen is just. Now this after having, or he has recorded an out in the 7th. Raleigh.
Now speed pitch is down. Another break.
Now for Wu's life as a baseball fan, he has been on the other side of one of the game's great rivalries. That, of course, the Dodgers and the Giants. Wu, a Bay Area kid who grew up a diehard Giants fan, the great nemesis of the Dodgers. Fly ball, Robles giving some ground, turning at the wall, and it is gone for a home run. The Dodgers strike first, only their second hit, but it gives them a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 7th.
And we will take a look at the location of this pitch. Wanting to go inside, it runs right back out over the plate. He knew it was a mistake right away. Missing his spot.
It's the first hit for the Dodgers since Ohtani's single began the first inning. The Dodgers, that hit him. The Dodgers were 0 for their last 19 as a team before that Gavin Lux home run. Garcia ready to come in. Will step aside for a pitching change here in the bottom of the 7th. Will Smith, the runner at first base, as this misses upstairs.
And staying with the breaking ball.
Swatted to right field. Raley watching, and Max Muncy in his return just activated today. First time in a game since mid-May, and he shoots that over the wall. A 2-run home run, and now the Dodgers lead 3-0.
Well, a couple of home runs in the inning. That's a fastball. Exit velo of 110, 400 feet for the home run. Well, pretty much in the middle of the plate.
Now this is the Dodgers team, 3rd in baseball in home runs. 5th in runs per game. And now Dave Roberts can turn things over to the back of his bullpen. Joe Kelly warming up.
Veteran reliever. Hard throwing right-hander.
.98 upper outside. Shallow center field. Victor Robles right underneath it with 2 hands. 2 outs for Tommy Edman. Mariner.
Having a tough time with his breaking ball tonight.
If Edman should reach here, Ohtani's due up next. This is the 3rd bat. Hit hard up the middle and into center field. Edman's first hit As the Dodgers, Robles slide tackles it, cuts it off, and holds him to Ohtani.
Garcia just could not land his breaking ball tonight.
Buehler will counter for the Dodgers. He's been out for a lot of 2 outs and a man aboard. Ohtani, does he go around?
And tried it again. Average foul.
There goes
No
Edman.
chance.
And a strike. Full count. You got Mookie Betts out. Ohtani.
Yeah, missing with the fastball there. Just kind of spiked it. Cal out to the mound.
It alternates perfectly, and then you have the switch hitter Edman at the bottom. Betts at the plate, Freeman on deck. Ball 1 to Mookie. Betts has actually walked more than. He was the count. 2-2. Another 3-ball count. A 3-ball count. He lost him. So
a little late on that.
there's chances. Line to Polanco, a leap and a catch for out number 3, and the Dodgers leave. This pitch, Clayton Kershaw, and so many of Justin Turner's former. Really beautiful moment for his first at bat.
They had the slider to go with a pretty good fastball at 95. 10 strikeouts for him. Now has a slider and a curve and the changeup.
.98 after all these years.
Tough pitch.
On a line the opposite way, and a kind of knee buckling catch. That
Baseman number 4, Josh Rojas.
So Joe Kelly, you can see, is wearing 17, which, if there was ever a time to wear.
Up for sale.
Yeah, you know, Kane Marlowe was wearing number 2. And very expensive bottle of scotch, maybe. Joe Kelly was then you get better gifts. Dom Canzone has been.
Foul.
Two-1. Full count now. Better than most. Strike 3. No runs, 2 hits over 8. Trent Thornton fires the first pitch strike to Teoscar Hernandez. It was out for quite some time with a neck issue. So the Astros getting a bit healthier. Down to a knee, swing.
Out of the strike zone, but gets him to chase it.
Number 9, Gavin Lux.
That was one of eventually 2 home runs by the Dodgers.
And try to get him to chase.
Well, we will see what, because it has not gone well, to say the least, and the lack of runs scored. The Mariners scoring
Catcher number 6.
in yesterday's game. backs Rayleigh up. He makes the catch for out number 2. Polanco by the shoelaces, little underhand flip, and we go on to the 9th inning. The Mariners trailing 3-0 down. 9th inning, the Mariners trailing 3-0 down to their final 3 outs. And Phillips has spent a good chunk of this year as the.
And there's the sweep.
More than he would like this year for his bullpen, but it has been a little more.
And another sweeper.
Betts coming in right field, covers a little bit of ground and makes the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, it all working, that's for sure.
And the Mariners are 2 outs away from being shut out tonight. To revisit it from that 90 is not required, but they're going to have to be somewhere in that neighborhood, you'd figure. On the edge.
EQC Tracer has it right on the corner.
Now just hardly any chances tonight for the Mariners.
0 for 1 with the runner in scoring position tonight. That's it.
Now Freeman certainly had some terrific plays defensively.
Yeah, bad luck going over there a couple of different times.
Yeah, there's no doubt. But I think everyone would agree those can't be your only chances over 9 innings. So credit to Freddie Freeman. He was in the right place at the right time and handled 3 chances perfectly, and a couple of them really stifled the Mariners as they're now down to their final strike here in the 9th inning. And this should do it. There is the final out, and the Mariners, what has been a very challenging trip offensively, failed to score a run tonight in Game 1 against the Dodgers.
Yeah, man, you look at it, they're 1-6 on this trip. They got the Dodgers for 2 more. They're going to have to find a way to get some offense going. Obviously, tonight was not the night.
No, it was not. Mariners get shut out tonight against the Dodgers. Mariners postgame brought to you by Emerald Queen Casino.